Example, you start like game attraction threshold, and you, like for example here you say we start and you cut the time and you want to quickly pull as quick, you want to do as quick as possible, for example, as in less time. And then it may happen like here it is good, but then here the resistance are like maybe bigger. It may happen that you are high on attraction but you want to cut the chase and you want to shorten the time from approach to sex. Then she may give you lot of resistance, but that resistance is way different than when you are getting the resistance when the girl is seeing you as a only like you are reaching only on the attention threshold zone. So what they will say, the resistance now will be less. This will say like once you reach to this few minutes, maybe they say like once you reach, the girl is talking to you and then the resistance will be lower. This is not how it works. This is not at all how it works. The type of skills and the confidence Deepak shows in his infields, you can get these skills for the first time through his brand new product, Dating Mastery. Join Dating Mastery now. It's no doubtably the best dating product on this planet, period. And if you don't like it in the first month, then you can also cancel it, no issues. Join Dating Mastery now, get laid, get girlfriend and live a happy life. The link is in the description. So hey guys, hope you are doing good. I'm doing good too. This is a very unique and a very important video I'm going to make for you. In this video, I will explain you female psychology in context with cold approach or in context with pickup. This video will also help you to understand game better, pick up better, so that you can make right decision and improve your skills. According to that, follow a right path and work on your skills much more effectively, not wasting your time in following some methods that don't work for you. I'm making this video for other dating coaches so that they understand pickup better, so that they also improve their teaching and bring results, bring success to their students. Because it is not possible for me to teach all the guys in the world who are suffering in their dating life, but I really feel the pain, the sadness, the depression they are going through when it comes to getting laid, when it comes to have success in their dating life. So how I explain you from female perspective. So when you're doing pickup, approaching girl on the street, cold approach, then you will fall into three categories. So first is, for example, below attention threshold. So you approach the girl and you're not able to even get attention of the girl. So, that is below attention threshold, first category. Then second category is attention threshold. You're getting the attention of the girl. And the third category is attraction threshold. So there will be three categories you will fall into: below attention, and attraction threshold. So, I will say like, attention threshold, attraction threshold, and the first category is like starting category, where you're not even landing into attention threshold category. So it's more or less like a rejection category. So I will explain you now with graphs so that the things will be very clear to you. So here we have graphs. So you can see here, this is the time, this is the arousal, the complete, this part is arousal, this is the time. This is where when the arousal of the girl reaches to the highest point, then the sex happen, you get laid in this situation. Now in context with pickup, when the girl is seeing a guy, so he may fall into three different categories. So first is like, you can say this is also, when you're approaching a girl, you may fall into three categories. So when you're a complete beginner, you have no idea of game, cold approach, then it may happen, then you may fall into this category, this one, this category, which is below attention threshold. You are not even able to get the attention of the girl. You understand? When you are approaching the girl and you have zero game, you have no game, then you're falling into this category. Then you cannot even get the attention of the girl, and girl will reject you, and nothing gonna happen. It's like a rejection category. So now the second category, which is very important to know for many guys right now, which is attention threshold. This one, this category, this attention threshold, this category is very, very important to know. Attention threshold. Now the third category is this category, attraction threshold. You know, this category, which is attraction threshold. We have this attraction threshold, one is attention threshold, and the second is, you see, this category is below attention, like a rejection category. This category is attention threshold, and this category is attraction threshold. This is very, very important for you guys to know so that you can work on your game according to that. This is very important, and many guys do mistakes and they get frustrated when they don't know in which category they are, and they are trying to shoot to a category which is not made for them. I will explain you in more detail how it works actually. Now first I will explain you what are the factors that may leads you to fall into different category. What are the factors that may leads you to fall into different categories? So the factors that influence in which category you fall will be your looks, your natural status. We're talking about cold approach scenario when you're going out and approaching girls on the street, in shopping mall, or in cafe, or in a supermarket, and all these scenarios, even in night time also, many scenarios in night time also. So the factors that will influence you, in which category you will fall, will be your looks and your natural status. So to understand that, you have to watch the video what I made about looks, and also the status video is very important. I will not explain all the things again and again in this video, so watch that videos also. The looks, LMSG, I make the like 4 videos. I make looks, money, status. For everything I explained like in 4 videos, and the looks and status part you should watch also. So your looks and your natural status will influence in which category you will fall. Addition to that, your game will also influence your game, which also build the confidence. Your game will also influence in which category you will fall. For example, you can be a good looking guy, but you have some other problem, or you have zero game, you have no idea like how to talk to girl, not even you have like anxiety, you cannot even say hi to the girl, or you cannot even able to make like 1 minute of conversation with the girl, like really bad social skills, then you can also fall in this category, which is below attention threshold. You understand? So your game will also influence in which category you will fall. But when I say category, then it is like it is the starting point. You can see this thing like these are attraction threshold or attention threshold. These two are the starting points, starting levels, you can say, like from there you have to play the game. From there you are falling here, and then there you have to play the game. I will explain in more detail. So there you have to play the game like this. So these are the starting level. So your looks, your natural status, and game will influence your starting level, in which level you're gonna land when you're approaching the girl, and then how you will move forward. Like, we are talking about the factors which are within you. We're not talking about the factors that influenced by the girl, but only the factors that are within you. So your game, your looks and your natural status will decide in which category you will fall when you approach the girl. These are the starting points. So in one way, the game will decide the game will decide the two things. The game will decide two things. First thing, it will decide in which category you will fall, starting category you will fall. It can be attention category, it will be attraction category, or it will be below attention category, which is like a rejection. Your game will decide. That's the one part. But also your game will decide the quality of game you will play. For example, this is we say timeline we are going. The game the game part you play, that will also that is much more important. That the game part what you will play, that will decide your success. That will decide your success, if you get success or not. So the game will decide two things. First is starting confidence. For example, you may fall into, like, for example, whatever the looks and natural status you have, with the game you can increase it and may land into, like, maybe a bit higher level of attention, maybe here, maybe here, maybe here. When you are like highly attractive guy, you can land it here, like, and then you just need, like, simple game, and then you close the deal. So what I'm saying is the game can influence, but there is a level cap. You cannot, like, there is a limit to the influence the starting point. So the, like, first part you understand properly. This video is going to be long again, but I have to explain, and this is very important video. This is the type of video I make. This kind of video in the past, I made these kind of videos in the past, then I stopped making it because I was too much busy in, like, teaching students and all. I didn't have that much time. It required, these kind of videos require a lot of thinking, and all the knowledge I have gathered in the field. I'm still in game. Even yesterday I was gaming. I'm still in game, teaching guys. Then I have to get time to all the knowledge I have. I'm putting it in, like, in a understandable, logical format to you guys. So it may happen that video will go a bit longer, but it is very important for you to understand. This video is a very different video. These are the type of, I am famous for making these kind of videos, if people know me from the past. So let's do it one more time. The type of skills and the confidence Deepak shows in his infields, you can get these skills for the first time through his brand new product, Dating Mastery. Join Dating Mastery now. It's no doubtably the best dating product on this planet, period. And if you don't like it in the first month, then you can also cancel it, no issues. Join Dating Mastery now. Get laid, get girlfriend, and live a happy life. The link is in the description below. So now I explain you your looks, your natural status, and your game will decide in which category you will fall. It can be, like, attention threshold, it can be attraction threshold. Attention threshold, then it will go, like, it can be here, anywhere here. Attraction threshold, like, here, something like that. So, and then, like, from there, then you play the game. You have to still play the game. Now we talk about game. Like, after you approach the girl, we're talking about now the game. So majority of the dating coaches don't know, like, how the game works. So this is the guide for other dating coaches as well as for you to understand, like, how the game works, and then you can focus according to that, focus on your skill according to that. So now there are like date. I will later in the video I will give you example. uh, uh, what are the date. If the video become too long, then I will make separate video. But if the video is length is like fine, then I will make in the same in the same video, like giving you some example of dating coaches who are like I will use the example of dating coaches. They are like out of the scene, they are forgotten, they are like old, not in the scene, so that I don't want to promote other people, but I will use the example of some ex dating coaches who are not in the scene, but they still like falling in these categories. So I will use some dating coaches videos and all, that these dating coaches are, for example, in attraction threshold, and some dating coaches I will also show you which are in attention threshold, which will be in attention threshold. And then in later video series I will explain you the mistakes these guys have done, why they were not able to successful in teaching, and everything I will explain you. So first I will also explain you what is attention threshold and attraction threshold, so that you understand properly. I will explain you in simple format. So what is attention threshold? So attention threshold is something when you approach the girl, then you are landing in attention zone, then you're getting the attention of the girl. It doesn't mean that she's attracted to you, but she's giving you attention, she's listening to you. It can be platonic also. It can be like she has no romantic sexual interest in you yet, but with the course of time, when the time passes, if you have a good game, you can change it, you can come to attraction, and then you reach to the closing point. So this is the attention threshold. You reach the attention threshold. Maybe your looks, for example, your looks are not that in the girl's eyes, your looks are not reaching to the level where you land to attraction threshold. Maybe you're reaching just to attention threshold. She's just listening to you, and the conversation is like she has no romantical sexual interest in you, and you play your game, you play your you approach her, and the conversation is like she has no interest or romantical sexual interest in you. That's what we say attention threshold, when the girl is just listening to you, but she has no interest in you yet. Attraction threshold, it can be like you approach the girl, you are high on looks, you're high on natural status. You approach the girl. You can approach direct or indirect, whatever. She just see you, she look at you, and attraction is there. Attractive guy is talking to me. Then that is like attraction threshold. The attraction is there. Here, you're landing it here. Attention threshold, you're landing it here. So when you are landing in attraction threshold, then it is not like you cannot trick the system. It is not like for example, a guy who is how I will say. So it is not like you cannot trick the system. For example, a guy who is consistently landing in attention threshold, he has attention threshold only, attention, and somehow with all the confidence, he approached the girl with full confidence, and the girl stops, talk to her, and at some point, for example, he play the attraction game. He approached directly, he play the attraction game. So for example, he approach here, attraction game. So he approached, the approach is good, but then again, when the conversation goes longer, and then it goes like this. Maybe you have seen sometimes you approach the girl directly, and what happened is like she has like, in the start she's like, oh my god, like this guy approached me. It was the in the old days. Now it is not in, like, in this 2021 2022. For example, in the it is so common that she is not going to get like, oh, this guy has approached me, so she stand and listen to you. Sometimes like guys who are like, the looks and the natural status is like, what we say, they are only for the attention threshold. They, to prove their ego, for example, they, like, they approach direct, and some approaches, for example, they get a good reaction, but at the end, like, they just get the good reaction. It just go like this, and then initial bump, and then slowly, because the game is not, their game is not, you know tight enough to close it properly, and then they reach here, and then, with the time, you know delayed rejection, what we said, delayed rejection happen, but it is delayed. You understand, this is how it is. So now, like, this is a very technical video, but this type of video I love to make, so this is how it will goes. So you understand, so you cannot trick the system. So now I will explain you the game, how the game works in when your attraction threshold and attention threshold. Then you will understand it much better. So I now explain you attention threshold. So why my game is different, my system is different than others, and many dating coaches criticize my game, like, why my game is like, a bit kind of not smooth game, why this is so much like, the resistance and persistence is going on, lot of stuff you have seen in my infield in the past. So why my game is like that, and many people criticize, many people don't able to understand, why it is like that. In this video you will be understanding, like, why. So my game is actually starts from attention threshold. You have to understand this is really important. What makes Deepak unique from others? Right now I am the only guy in this world who is able to properly teach other students how to play the game from attention threshold. There were some other guys actually in the past, but now unfortunately they left the scene and they are no more active. I don't want to use the name, but later I will show you the pictures of these guys also. If you see the Dating Mastery, if you have already been to Dating Mastery or you have not yet, then you should definitely check Dating Mastery. It is highly technical product, very technical product, and the product is based on playing the game when you're landing on attention threshold. You understand, attention threshold, and then from there you move forward. I mean, it will improve your, like, even if you're a beginner, then it improve it to like to reach to the attention threshold. But the game, when you're reaching the attention threshold, the game is played differently compared to when you are reaching to attraction threshold. Starting point, I'm talking about starting point, this is really important. The starting point, if it is attention threshold or attraction threshold, the game is played differently. So for example, if somebody is reaching, just starting point is attraction threshold, the game is played differently. When you are like here, the game is played differently. Here, of course, like, when your attention threshold, when you are in attention threshold, then you see more time, you need more time here. When you are in attraction threshold, here you see less time, you need less time. So now we start. We already show you the example. If you have a zero game, you're not even reaching to attention threshold, it will go like this, boom, some heavy resistance come from the girl. This is, we say, resistance. This is the resistance come, and then it will like, boom, here resistance come, and it will destroy your game, and then you land here, you rejection. Some guys like, they don't even exist, like, they're just here, like heavy resistance come here, and you are out. This is where, when you don't even know how to approach, you don't know ABCD of the game. That's the way, like, you are landing below attention threshold kind of, scenarios, and nothing gonna work. So now we talk about important thing is attention threshold. So for example, I take my example. So I approach the girl here, so that you understand. So I approach the girl and then start here, like, the game will be like this is the timeline, this is how it will go, and for example, this is what we say, this is the game part. This is the game when you're playing attention threshold. So what is happening here? Your game is like, why, like, this is a bit bigger. I mean, this is a bit slightly, you will see, compared to the attention threshold, it will be, you will see the now difference. Now what will happen, time to time, the girl will give you, like, here, like, objections or resistance. So these are the objections and resistance girls give you, and the game we have, it will stop them, it will counter them. You see the counter, here it is the countering, the objection and resistance, and we go smoothly forward and close the girl. You understand? Now when you are landing to the attraction threshold, it is important. If you are landing to attraction threshold, you still need game. I'm not saying like, oh, you don't need game, I'm not saying that. You still need game. So you land in attention threshold, so we make it like this, and this is we say, like, so you still get resistance here, you still get objection and resistance here, time to time, you still get objections and resistance when you are on attraction threshold, but they are like, if you see, they are like these are much smaller compared to what kind of objections and resistance you may face when you're at attention threshold. The girl give you more resistance, more objections throughout your seduction, and then you have to learn a bit tighter quality of game to bypass and close the deal. In attraction, if you're reaching the attraction threshold, you still get, I'm not saying that the game is completely smooth, no, you still get some, but it is way less than what you will face when you're in attention threshold. Because when you're in attention threshold, then you have to from attention threshold, building this arousal is a bit slightly tricky. It is a bit tricky. In attraction threshold, the building of arousal is fairly easy. It still requires some skills, but it is easier than when you are landing to attention threshold. That's why I always tell guys, instead of like going direct and approach the girl and like having 1 minute of conversation get rejected, it is better to play. If you're just going to approach the girl in 1 minute and reject it and not even getting a number, not able to have a meaningful conversation in 1 minute, you cannot do anything. Better play a different type of game, attention game, and have a longer conversation with the girl, having longer conversation, which is much more important. Sometimes it may happen you are landing in attraction threshold. For example, you're landing in attraction threshold and you over escalate. You want to go for sex as quick as possible, as fast as possible, as quick as possible. And then you can also say like, oh, the girl is giving me resistance, but that resistance is not like the girl is not interested in you. That is not the resistance. The resistance is the girl is not yet ready for sex, and then you come out with the ideas like, how you can like quickly sleep with the girl. But again, that part is still very easy compared to compared to when you are reaching to that attention threshold, and from there you have to work on. You understand? So for I give you here example, you start like, game attraction threshold, and you like, for example, here you say we start the like attraction threshold, and you cut the time, and you want to quickly pull as quick, you want to do as quick as possible, for example, as in less time. And then it may happen like here it is good, but then here the resistance are like, maybe bigger, like she's giving you because she's not yet ready. You're not yet ready for sex, and that's why she's giving you more resistance here. You understand? So more resistance before sex. For example, you will you like some like you it may happen when you are high in attraction, but you want to cut the chase and you want to shorten the time from approach to sex. Then she may give you lot of resistance, but that resistance is way different than when you are getting the resistance when the girl is seeing you as a only like, you are reaching only on the attention threshold zone. That is way different. So this resistance and this resistance, yeah, yeah. So this resistance and this resistance what you get on the last minute are different. The thing, I mean, honestly, like the resistance what you get on the last minute, like, if you're cutting down the time, and it is still like, you need some skills, but it is still like, easier than the type of resistance you may face here that requires some more skills, more practice, in this situation. But this can also be learned easily if you're following the right path. That's important. That's very, very important. So now one interesting thing you will see. So many dating coaches, who are like very high in looks and like positive stereotype, good looking dating coaches, sometimes they will see like your looks or your race or your all these things don't matter, or if they matter, then it matters only for first 1 or 2 minutes. After that the game is same. But this is completely wrong. The thing is, when you are landing in attention threshold, so what they mean to say is that I will explain you. So for example, this is a game like, for example, good looking guy, or like, some positive stereotype is gaming, and this is the type of resistance he's facing. I'm not saying like, based like, this is the type of resistance he is facing. So what they will say, for example, you start, even if you like you are landing on the attention threshold, we say like this, then okay, you may face resistance. Maybe in some way they are want to say that once you reach to this point, this attraction threshold point, then suddenly the resistance will be low. So what they will say, the resistance now will be less. This will say like, once you reach to this like, few minutes, maybe they say like, once you reach, the girl is talking to you, and then the resistance will be lower. This is not how it works. This is not at all how it works. So you will be dealing with resistance all over this time, more or less, and then you have to deal with them in a different way. So now you have to understand one thing very clearly, like why I'm saying like it is not good to learn game from good looking guys, from the guys who are very high on attraction threshold. in looks, accent, natural status. The problem is they will argue that like it is just even if your looks is bad or your accent or your race, then it matters only first 2-3 minutes. After that, game is same for a good looking guy or a guy who is reaching the attention threshold is the same. But this is completely wrong. This is completely wrong. This is not how it works. You have to play the game, a different style of game you have to play when you're playing attention threshold, and a different style of game you play when you're reaching the attraction threshold. I mean, if for example, if you're on the attention threshold here, then there is not too much difference if you approach a girl and then she see you put you in the attraction threshold, then it is not a big difference. Then you just cut off lot of things, and you just you will clearly see that, oh, she's giving you less resistance, and then you will just move on like forward, and close the deal. But when you approach the girl, and the girl give you reaching on you're landing on the attention threshold, then she give you resistance, then you deal with the resistance, and then you still close the deal at the end. So if you learn the game when you are on the learn the game from attention threshold, then you can also play the game if you reach to attraction threshold, because you will be getting less objection and resistance, and then you will still close the deal. Make sense? The type of skills and the confidence Deepak shows in his infields, you can get these skills for the first time through his brand new product, Dating Mastery. Join Dating Mastery now. It's no doubtably the best dating product on this planet, period. And if you don't like it in the first month, then you can also cancel it, no issues. Join Dating Mastery now. Get laid, get girlfriend, and live a happy life. The link is in the description below. So this is game. So you understand. So when you reach the attention threshold, then you get resistance here. This is the resistance. Here also, for example, and then from there you move forward. Attention threshold, you get resistance, but it is like smaller. It's a bit smaller resistance. So in this way, the game will work in this way. So this is how you have to understand. So if you approach a girl from attention threshold, and you have to use some tactics, you have to use some tricks and tactics, some skills to move forward and close the deal. There's nothing wrong in it. There's like nothing wrong in this thing. So if you people will say these, I'm not like some, like if you're like, for example, you have to use we say indirect gaming or something like that. This is indirect, so it is not, there is nothing wrong in that. Like majority of the dating coach will teach you they are more like focused on their their ego, be happy, and what we use the word fulfilling their ego. They are more focused in that part, fulfilling their ego, not on actually teaching. So they will say you no matter how you look, who you are, just go direct, approach the girl. What they will do is also they will show you the selective videos of majority time they get rejected, but some videos they get their direct approach work, and then it is what they show you, and you try to do the same thing, and it doesn't work for you. The problem is that you're reaching maybe the attention threshold, and you're trying to do the game which is not made for you. You're trying to do the game which is like, for attraction threshold, and then you just show the intent, you show your like, everything. You don't know how to smoothly escalate, and then you fail, you know in your game. That can be the main problem also. So that is very important to understand here. In some situation, for example, some good looking guy, some positive stereotype will say like, he will, maybe some coach or some watching this video, and then he will say like, oh, I can teach also like, indirect game, which he may think that indirect game is like, playing the game on attention threshold. This is not correct actually. The type of game you play, it's not like the indirect approach you do. For example, here, indirect approach here, that will make the difference. No, the type of game you play here, that is important. So, for example, a good looking dating coach who is reaching to attraction threshold, and he will just say, oh, okay, I understand the graph. Let's teach the student and teach them to approach maybe indirect, and then they reach the attention threshold because they are not showing the intent. But the problem is here, they are teaching this game, this type of game to these students. You see here, this type of game to these students. Maybe I will use the other color. So now, for example, I use a different color now, it's better. So now, for example, a good looking dating coach will say like, good looking dating coach, like, some positive stereotype will say, okay, stereotype dating coach, he will say, oh, I understand, like, Deepak is explaining, like, interestingly, that makes sense. So I can teach the students also game that is like, going here, and he may think that indirect approach, because we are hiding the intent, so indirect approach may start, to game from the attention threshold. So for that dating coach, he don't need. For example, even if he do the indirect approach, he's still landing it here in attraction threshold, here. It is still, he can do indirect approach, but he's still having a high attraction threshold. So girl will, even if we say, I eat banana, she will still listen to him, she will still listen to him. So it's not a big problem for him. He say like, I will teach guy who are like, on attention, or like, okay, if I teach indirect game to students, then they will like, I can bring the same result. But this is not how it works. So I will tell you why. So for example, a good looking guy who is reaching here, this guy attention threshold here, and he say, he watch my video, okay, I teach my student, and like, I teach maybe like, some indirect game here, or maybe here. I teach an indirect game, and we start from here, So this guy is like, indirect game, attention threshold. For example, he's teaching the game. The problem is here, like, the game, this part is way different than this part. That's the main problem. So even if a good looking guy, even if positive stereotype dating coach is trick you to teach you, after watching this, all the stuff, like, I can teach that, like, attention threshold game, he's only able to teach you this game, this game is not going to work. This game is not going to work. That's the main problem right now. This video is going to be very long. It's already getting very long. So I will make another video where I'm showing the different dating coaches, and then explaining like, where they're falling, and also like in the other video series, like what type of like, what are the like, mistakes they are also doing. So you understand. So you understand. So this is the main problem. Like, you may face. So it is very, they will do whatever it takes to, to get the, like, the students or clients. But the problem is, like, at the end you will be suffering, you guys will be suffering, because you are learning wrong type of game. And there is nothing about ego, like for me it is more important that I get laid rather than, like, feeding my ego. Oh, I am the best looking guy, I'm a Chad, so I have to play this attraction threshold game. I have to play this attraction threshold game at any cost. And feeling good about myself. No, I feel good about myself when I'm, like, having sex with the girl, having spending time with the girl, not like just, like, approaching and getting rejected. I did these things in the past. It never works. That's why, it's a different type of game. And in dating mastery, for example, what you learn is this attention threshold game. It's more like focused on, like, having a solid game. When you start from attention, it can happen you if you're, like, good points on looks, and maybe the location, situation, lot of things matters. But good point of looks and natural status, then you land in, like, slightly, maybe here, maybe, like, maybe reaching to attraction threshold, something like that. So then you still learn the game to close. You learn the game properly, step by step, and deal with the resistance. At any point you are facing the resistance, or you're dealing with the resistance, you deal with the resistance, and move forward. So that's, like, more important for you to learn a good game, to understand. First of all, I will suggest you to get a realistic view where you are landing. You know, I don't judge anyone. You have your looks, you have your accent, you have your looks, you have your natural status. Judge, where you may land in this. When you see this graph, where you can land, like, in attention threshold you're landing often, or in attraction threshold you're landing often. Sometimes the guys have ego, and they, even if they're landing in the attention threshold, they will say they will land in attraction threshold. It is not about fulfilling your ego, it is about getting results. That's more important rather than fulfilling your ego. So if you are confused, then better is, like, learn the game, like, in a solid game system, where you, like, you're expecting to lead on the, like, to fall, like, start from the attention threshold. But if you are landing high on an attraction threshold, then it is good for you, it is also good. But you learn, like, when the worst case scenario, like attention threshold, and then from there you move the game forward. So that's, like, really good way to learn the game. And in this way you will understand it. Why I'm making this video, so that you understand much better, like, the difference between me and others. This is really important to understand. Many people still think that I'm a joker, I'm a clown, I have no idea, my English is bad, I have no knowledge about game, I'm just like BS, bullshit. But I tell you, like, I worked as an IT consultant in Volkswagen, engineer, like, high education I have, and technical background, programming background, highly technical background. I can speak many language. I can speak German, English, my mother tongue Hindi. So I can teach game in 3 languages. I can teach game in English. I can teach game in Hindi. I can teach game in German also to my, like, German students. I can teach game in German also. So I have a good knowledge, and you have to understand, like, it's about, technical skills. It's not about, like, my accent or my English or something like that. It's about technical skills, what you learn from me. That is more important. Google CEO, who is this guy, Indian guy, he's not there because of his his Hindi language or because of his Indian accent and all. He is there because of his technical skills. That's why he's there. So that's what I'm saying. So I'm explaining you this concept, like understanding pickup from like female perspective, female psychology, and then in context with pickup, understanding female psychology in context with cold approach pickup. So this is how it works. So you have arousal and you have two different thresholds, the attention threshold, attraction threshold, and according to that you move forward. And also, if you're liking this video, then if you're liking my concepts, then like this video, subscribe to the channel, and hit the bell button. This is really important for the YouTube algorithm. And also, guys, I have released Dating Mastery. I'm getting very positive reviews for Dating Mastery. It is going really good. And if you want to learn really good game, tight game, attention level game, like from there we start from slowly move forward, and like tight level of game, you can see this, like this tight level of game. If you want to learn, then you can learn it from Dating Mastery step by step. Every month I'm explaining small piece by piece, small stuff, so that you practice it. You practice in the field, and implement it, and all the skills what I'm learning is also transferable. So you should definitely join Dating Mastery. That will definitely help you guys. And in the next video I will also explain you, I will give you some many dating coaches example, and I will explain you, like type of game they play, and then where they are landing in this in this graph, and then from there you will able to clearly understand, like what is going on. This is really important to understand, so that you choose the right person. From whom you want to learn game. Like, you choose the person from whom you want to learn game, not based on your emotions. Emotions are for girls, but based on the logic. This is important. If you want to get successful in game, want to choose a right mentor, right guy, then use your logic, not your emotions, because emotionally you are not connected, because I'm coming from different place. I'm like something like that. You don't able to connect, and you are feeling connected to some other guy who is just cool to look to, cool in fields, but you will not able to learn anything from him. You understand? So this is really important. So hope you like this video. And again, if you're liking my concept, then like this video, subscribe to the channel, and hit the bell button. Very important, because I need your support also to move forward, to grow this channel. Your support and love is very important. And check Dating Mastery. It's just $1 for 30 days. If you don't like it, you can cancel it. No problem, no questions, and you will really love Dating Mastery. I'm 100% sure about it. So take care, and we will see you in the next video. Bye. The type of skills and the confidence Deepak shows in his in-fields, you can get these skills for the first time through his brand new product, Dating Mastery. Join Dating Mastery now. It's no doubtably the best dating product on this planet, period. And if you don't like it in the first month, then you can also cancel it. No issues. Join Dating Mastery now. Get laid, get girlfriend, and live a happy life. The link is in the description below. Also, guys, don't forget to watch the playlist Rock Solid Infield on this channel, where I'm doing live flirt, picking up girls in front of camera, showing top level pickup and attraction skills. Also, don't forget to watch Student Transformation and Testimonials, where I'm teaching my students, showing full documentaries, student success and their testimonials also.